Alright everyone, hello and welcome back to the channel. So today we are looking at the trailer for the Captain America Black Panther team-up game. Okay, so it's set in Paris. Obviously.
They're combing the streets, searching house to house.
If they arrest you two, they will take you to their headquarters, and you will not return.
Ooh.
I'm more concerned with the 6-foot cat man who's got claws that can cut through vibranium alloy.
Okay. First off, this is set in World War II. Yeah? So, why does Captain America look like the evil Captain America from the Marvel show? That's all I can see when I see his face. Like, you should have modeled him somewhat after Chris Evans. Not whatever that fucking other guy's name. First off, what the fuck, basically.
By my count, that makes 2 super soldiers loose in Paris.
3, counting you.
And that's 2 too many.
3? Who's the third one? Who's the
I'll be
third?
there before the sun rises. Before the Germans, before that American. The Eye of Force has been found.
Okay.
Please,
Why does he have a cape?
just stick to the rooftops. Be careful. Stand wasami.
When am I not?
Okay, he's cool.
It's better
seems
if I
like a
tackle
badass.
this one alone.
You may encounter some obstacles.
That won't be a problem.
Don't like him, he looks too much like the other
That
guy.
friend is definitely here too. By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
The American boy is right on your heels.
Who the hell are you?
If you wanted us dead, we'd be dead. So what do you want?
Answers.
I hope this is like a story where like it switches between the two of them.
Stay out of my way!
Stand aside!
I do not take orders from anyone!
I don't have time for
Get him.
this.
Neither
Get him.
do I.
Oh, hell yeah. Fuck yeah, that was cool. It's gonna be a boss battle between Captain America and Black Panther. Hell yeah. Let's go. Yeah, the 2025 is release date's not a surprise. There's a cinematic trailer. Oh, hang on. When did that come out? Hang on. Don't know if I'm gonna watch this. A year ago. No thanks. So yeah, I think they dropped the ball on Cap.
It's better if I tackle...
On his character model, he looks too much like the bad guy from the Marvel show. And I know that's something that's like I shouldn't be picky at that. But like I'm not the only one that's gonna look at that and be like, why does he look like that guy? Why doesn't he look like kinda Chris Evans? Or like kinda like he did in, I hate to bring it up, but the Avengers game. That his character model looks like how you expect Captain America. This guy looks like an asshole. Which I'm not. I don't want it to sound like I'm taking away from the other actor's performance. Arguably, his performance just shows how good of an actor he could be. If an actor can play a role so good, like play the role of a bad guy so good that makes you hate them as a person, then you fucking nailed it. Like you did so well. I take Micah from Red Dead as an example. If you can hate that character so much, then the actor did such a brilliant job. Same goes for Abby from The Last of Us. The Last of Us is in its fucking league of its own because that made you hate her as a person, but then also sympathize with her. I know that is going to divide people so much. I enjoyed The Last of Us too. Leaving it at that, don't hate me. Editing me here. I originally was going to do this over 2 videos, but I've decided to not do that because that's fucking dumb. So I was going to watch the tech demo and the trailer separately. Well, actually, sorry, no. I thought the trailer was going to be in the tech demo. I didn't realize what the tech demo actually was. I didn't read. I was going to split it up into 2 videos, but I've now decided not to do that. So we're going from the trailer straight into the tech demo. So if there's any weird jump cuts, don't worry. I haven't cut any of the presentation or anything out. I'm just trying to splice the 2 together. So yeah, that's why if there's any weird jump cuts, that's why. Alright, cool. Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, we're not quite looking at a trailer. We're looking at, well, it says a tech demo. I didn't realize from the State of Unreal thing, I didn't realize that was like an actual event. I've kept seeing videos pop up in my YouTube that have State of Unreal in the thumbnail, and in the last couple of weeks I've had a bad experience with the Unreal Engine. For those who don't know, I am a solo game developer as well. I have a second channel, I'll link it down below. I've uploaded 2 devlogs, one of which we can ignore. The second one is for a game that I'm currently working on. That video is about me developing in Unreal. I'm almost at a point where I can record another devlog and talk about it. Unreal was not cooperating very well. That's all I'll say, because that's not what we're here to talk about. What we're here to talk about is a Captain America and Black Panther game. Now, I'm pretty sure this has been like rumored and hinted at or whatever for quite a while. And I always thought it sounded really weird. I haven't read any of the comics, so I don't know if it's like a normal thing in the comics. But yeah, it just seems like a weird sort of team up, I guess. And yeah, let's go.
It's my pleasure to introduce one of the greatest storytellers in video games, my good friend, Amy Hennig. Amy, come on up.
Buddy, you finally
It's awesome
doing
to
it.
see you here.
Thank you, Kim. And look, we are so excited to finally show what we've been working on at Skydance New Media. And
Skydance,
I just got to say, I
familiar.
am so proud of what the team has accomplished. My God.
It's incredible.
Right.
Amy, I'm sure the audience is wanting to know more about your game and the team. Can you tell us about it?
Sure. Well, as the trailer hopefully illustrates, we are creating a story-driven World War II era Marvel action-adventure game with an
Okay.
ensemble of playable heroes.
Ooh.
But here's what's important to note. People might not think this. This isn't some custom demo that we made just for this show. That's our game,
That is your
right?
Okay, hang on. What did she say single player?
But here's what's
Oh, not far.
action-adventure game. We are creating a story-driven World War II era Marvel action-adventure
Okay,
game
story.
with an
She didn't
ensemble
say
of
single
playable
player.
heroes.
Okay.
But here's what's important to note. People might not think this.
I hope
This
they've
isn't some
learned
custom
from the
demo
Avengers game.
that we made just for this show. That's our game,
That is your
right? All the sequences you just saw in that trailer are all pulled
Oh,
right
shit.
out of our game, running real time in Unreal Engine 5, no smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do something here.
I'd expect nothing less from your team. It's absolutely incredible. As with many of your past projects, you're really bridging the gap between films and games. But this is a whole new level. What's different nowadays compared to the old days?
Yeah. Well, look, I mean,
Skydance
you and I
sounds
have known
familiar.
each
I
other
can't
for
remember what they've
over a
done.
decade
Over a
now?
decade, yeah.
Right. And we immediately hit it off, and I think it's because we've been chasing the same dream, right?
True, yes.
Which is
Don't
to
remember what
create
Skydance has done.
richly interactive experiences that are cinematic, immersive, and make you feel like you're in a movie, but with all the player agency that you expect from a really great game, right?
Absolutely.
And in the
she
past,
says
this
you could
has always
team up
felt
with
like
your
it was
friends,
just
I'm a-
beyond our grasp. But I think we're finally crossing that threshold.
Yeah, we're trying our best.
Yes, we're trying our best, yeah. And look, when we're telling a character-driven story, it's critical for us to be able to really faithfully capture and honor every nuance of our actors' stellar performances. So we've been incredibly grateful to be able to partner closely with our friends on the MetaHuman team to tell our story.
Tell us a little bit
right,
about
of
the
course.
visuals in the game.
Well, again, thanks to Epic and the Unreal Engine development team, we've been able to leverage some of the new Nanite and Lumen features being released in the 5.4. And honestly, this is really helping our team to achieve a level of visual fidelity that enables us to present this authentically grounded Marvel universe.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go a little bit deeper and see some of these features that the team has used.
Sorry, just hate to pause it. Just for anyone that doesn't know what MetaHuman or Nanite or Lumen or any of that is, MetaHuman is basically a browser-based character creator that you can then take those characters out of and put into Unreal. Nanite, I think, is sort of like a rendering thing, so it reduces the poly count of things that are far away. Poly count being how many polygons are on it. I'm not getting into that because that goes off on another tangent. And Lumen is a lighting thing, so you can get realistic lighting with like God rays and RTX and whatever, ray tracing, not RTX, ray tracing, fucking whatever. Okay, that's what all those are. I'll shut up now. Back into the trailer.
By firing up a level in the game. So, let's do that.
Sounds good. Okay. First, I'd like to introduce two of my colleagues, Colin Hennon, our cinematic animation director.
Talk about cameraman as well.
And Roman Adiola, our director of photography.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we've got one person playing. Good sign.
So Colin will be live and editor, and Roman will be on the virtual camera, just like he is at all of our performance capture shoots. So, if you all are ready, let's switch the feed and go back to that bridge environment.
What?
And let's see, yep, you're live, good, okay. So Colin, let's boom down and take a closer look at this environment.
Oh, okay.
So to create a really immersive game
So he has a
characters
virtual
and
camera.
environments have to work together
And he's
harmoniously.
controlling that camera
We can't
in
just
Unreal.
drop
Holy
believable
shit, that's
characters into a
cool.
less than convincing world. So we need to start with authentic and densely detailed environments as the setting to our story. And look, because part of our story is set in 1940s occupied Paris, we needed the world to have a really believable and visceral level of detail and grit, as you can see here. So, Roman, why don't we focus on the ground here for a bit?
Yes, let's look at some
Now
dirt.
look at that. That's an amazing amount of detail. It would have been nearly impossible to get something this complex to run in real time without the new features in 5.4. So, Kim, let's talk about some of the levels of detail that we're seeing here.
Sure. So, we're talking about Nanite's new adaptive tessellation feature.
Yeah.
So, whilst Nanite lets you create environments like you're seeing here of incredible detail, the memory requirements can become impractical to realize for such a level of complexity across a huge level without the need for lots of instancing. And we thought that was a challenge and we wanted to deal with it.
Instancing is spawning and
So,
despawning.
Colin, let's actually strip this scene right down to the dirt so folks can see what we're talking about.
So, see how simple, this is relatively simple ground plane. Actually, let's show the triangle so you can actually see what's there. Just a few hundred triangles, and pop it back to the beauty render view. But with this new dynamic tessellation capability, we can actually displace that simple geometry and create new three-dimensional geometry of the quality that you're used to with Nanite. With nothing more than layering tile textures and using shader logic, you can make incredibly complex effects. So instead of me trying to explain it, let's get Colin to show the magic, and let's see a transformation of this face. This technique allows you to see an unprecedented level of geometric detail, but it's also memory efficient and can be changed dynamically in the runtime of your game. So things like footprints or tire tracks or even supernatural effects, if you would want them, can be visualized.
Hinting at
and
something.
just to show how this simple geometry has now been transformed, let's have a look at the triangle view again. There you go. What you expect from Nanite. So it's a really, really smart, interesting technique to actually get details into the games without crazy, crazy amounts of geometry.
Let's switch it back to the detail view. Thank you. And of course, as you can imagine, this technology isn't just useful for the ground and for the ground terrain. It applies to every detail in the environment. So let's fly over to that pile of objects on the left over there, for example. And Colin, while we do, can you kill those headlights for me? Thank you. Okay, so imagine our challenge. We're trying to authentically recreate a hard.
So I just want to, like, really nail home, like, really nail this point in. This is essentially in-game. This is in-game footage. This is in-fucking-sane. Like, look at the sandbox. You can see the fabric. I know I said I'm a game developer earlier, but Jesus, I deal with low poly stuff. Fuck me. This is nuts.
Harsh winter in occupied Paris. That means every prop, every object, every detail, every rooftop needs to be realistically blanketed in snow. So now let's show how we can dial up the snow accumulation on these objects. Right? And of course we can dial it back as desired.
It's making me feel chilly, actually.
Yeah, actually it's a little cold up here.
Or maybe it's just nerves.
And remember, of course, like Kim said, thanks to this technology, this is all actual geometry. So you can see how tools like these would really empower.
You could just change, like, this game could have a legit weather system.
Environments dynamically.
That
it enables our artists to
dynamically
create a
just
series of
adds
layers in
and
the
removes
environment and then
snow.
build up the complexity, layer by layer by layer.
That'd be so cool.
Now, speaking of set dressing, let's go check out that fire barrel over by the watchtower we saw earlier. Yeah, that's the one there. And let's turn on a light to really illuminate the smoke coming out of the barrel. Thank you. Look at that. That's amazing. We could have never achieved effects this realistic in the past.
So this is what we call heterogeneous volumes. In the past, effects like these would be done with particle sprites, but that's kind of a cheat that often breaks down and can look flat. It's nice from afar, but far from nice, as we say back in the UK. So if we look at the glow of the fire as it dynamically illuminates the volumetric smoke, you can see that light transmitting through the volume. You can also see that the smoke itself is casting shadows onto the world, but also itself. These volumetrics can also mix with more traditional effects as well. So if you do want to put particles in there, fog, or even cards, you can do it. It all works in a unified way. You can run the simulation, the smoke simulation, in Unreal Engine natively if you want, or you can import OpenVDB datasets as sparse volume textures, resulting in film quality visual effects, volumetric visual effects, all running in real time that are totally responsive to dynamic lighting.
Yeah, and it just looks incredible. Now, of course, all of this is just to help us tell our story, right? And the story is nothing without great characters. So let's head back over to the bridge and catch up with Cap.
So it'll be like a still
Now,
image.
an essential part of any character's persona, particularly a Marvel hero, is their look. And it can be really distracting if the outfit doesn't look as realistic and believable as the rest of the world. So you can see Cap's leather uniform fits just like you would expect in real life, with all the correct material properties and the complexity of creases forming as he moves.
From a technical perspective, this is where we can effectively utilize machine learning. We can set up and run complex simulations in a package like Houdini and import that data into UE. We then use this to train an ML model producing film quality deformations that run in real time.
But none of this matters without...
Hold up. Oh, of course, it's a tech demo. It's not gameplay. Yeah, okay, I get it now. We're not going to see gameplay. Well, this is gameplay. Well, this is cutscene game. Whatever. They've used AI to accurately simulate, like, cloth physics, essentially. That's incredible.
Great facial performances. So let's bring Azuri, T'Challa's grandfather, and our Black Panther into this scene, this time with his mask off.
But I know who you are, Captain. America's hero, dancing around in red, white, and blue underwear. That shield that you hide behind does not belong to you. You are unworthy of it.
All right, and as he pauses here, Roman, why don't you go in really close and really show everybody the detail that we have in these models. It's insane, right? Like,
amazing.
It's essential for us to retain every nuance of the outstanding performance that our actor, Kari Payton, brought to Azuri's character. What you just saw there were untouched metahuman animator solves. So working with the metahuman process, we've been able to honor our amazing actors' performances and faithfully transform them into equally powerful digital performances. Now, of course, it all starts with the actor's talent, and we're fortunate to have two of our cast with us in the audience today. So I'd like to introduce Drew Moorline, who plays Captain America.
It literally is him. Wait, is it? Hey, I know I said earlier I didn't want to pause things and look it up, but
Today. So I'd like to introduce Drew Moorline, who plays Captain America.
no, it's not him.
Yay!
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks a lot like him, though.
And Kari Payton, our Black Panther. See, they hug. They're friends. They're not really fighting. It's all good. And of course, I want to take this opportunity to thank them and the rest of our wonderful cast for going on this incredibly crazy journey with us. And now, as a special treat, let's take a look at the entire bridge scene that you saw earlier. But this time, we'll keep Azuri's mask off to really showcase what we can do when all this incredible talent and all these amazing features come together.
That's
But
cool.
remember, this is running entirely in real time.
Awesome.
That's far enough! I'm here on the business of the United States government.
Yours is not the only business here. Stay out of my way.
Stand
Didn't he put his
aside.
helmet
I
on
do
earlier?
not
So is he
take
just gonna like
orders
pretend to put his helmet
from
on?
anyone. Turn around, boy. Go home.
Look, pal, I don't know who you are.
But I know who you are. Captain, America's hero, dancing around in red, white, and blue underwear.
Says the man dressed like an overgrown house cat.
That shield
Bruh.
that you hide behind does not belong to you. You are unworthy of it.
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I.
Cool. Alright, I'm hyped.
All in engine, and just to show there's no
Pretty fucking
cheating going
hyped.
on, hey, Colin, can you show the editor and the sequencer timelines? So it really is running on Unreal Engine.
We don't cheat. Yeah.
But, oh damn, I wanted to see what the project was called.
Absolutely incredible.
Like what
I've
they
never
called
seen
the project
performances
file.
in a video game that are so believable. The storytelling, the action, I can't wait. It's going to be so good to play. Anyway, Amy, Colin, Roman, thank you so much for showing your game.
Thank you. Thank you,
Can't wait for it to ship.
Yes.
And,
Okay, we better
we'll get on with the
back to
show.
work, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
All
back
right.
to
Bye,
work. Back
everybody.
to work.
So do we have a release date? Oh, right, it's hit it in the trailer. Okay. That was... Right, the whole video was a bugging roller coaster. Okay. That was sick. She kept saying things about how good the character models are, and we're so happy with these character models, and we're so proud of how well they came out. You did no fucking work on those character models. Like, you opened up a character creator, and then with some, like, reference images, and, like, moved some sliders. Like, come on. Yeah, that's gonna be good. The second they introduce, like, co-op, or, like, the second they mention multiplayer or co-op or anything like that, my hype goes out the window. And don't get me wrong, they could fucking nail it. They could do co-op really well. If they make it optional. Like, I don't know how they would do this, but, and it also might take away from the experience if they do this, now that I think about it. But, like, just think that if you go into a co-op game, that, like, I'm saying like a lot, sorry. If it's similar to, what was that game called? I don't know, I can't remember. But you're in the same story, essentially. One of you is playing Captain America, one of you is playing Black Panther, you're off doing your own thing, like going through the story to get to this main villain, which I assume is Red Skull, because Hydra. So you're both going after him, you're going separate ways about it, and you eventually meet up and there's a boss fight between the two of you. And like maybe that happens a couple times. Maybe you come across each other a couple times, eventually you team up and you go together. So like the first half of the game is by yourself, second half, you're together. Right? So now, I hope that if it's a single player game, it switches between the two of them similar to like it did in The Last of Us. Like early parts of The Last of Us where it switched between Abby and Ellie. But in this it'll switch between Cap and Black Panther. So 1 minute you Cap, then you go to Captain America, then you Black Panther, you eventually meet up and you do a boss fight. And then you team up and whatever. But if it's a multiplayer, it cuts out, which is why I think it could take away from the experience. But multiplayer, one of you stays as Captain America, one of you stays as Black Panther, and you're going through the same sequences. I think that would be cool if they did it right. How I just explained it would not be the right way. But I think if done well, it could be really cool. Yeah, alright. That was Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. I think that's probably a work in progress title. I don't think that's what it's going to be called. It could be. I could be wrong. It could just be called 1943 Rise of Hydra. Might drop the Marvel bit. Yeah, if that is what it looks like it's going to be, that's going to be so good. Sorry, I'm going off a tangent now. Which always happens when I have nothing clear in front of me. If they set this in the same universe as Insomniac Spider-Man, that'd be sick. I don't think they will. If you liked the video, like. If you want to talk about it, comment. If you want to see more, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Alright.